It might actually happen. It might actually happen. Tonight could not have gone any better from a West Ham and a Nottingham Forest point of view. This evening could not have gone better. I mean, a loss would have been fantastic, but a loss and a Van de Ven red card, that's just, my God, so many talking points from this game. The first one we're going to talk about is Sarr's goal that was ruled off in the first half. I do not understand that at all. In the screenshot, when they showed the still image, his body looked like it was behind the ball to begin with. And then they showed that it was his nose that was offside pretty much, or his forehead. But then when they showed the still image again, it also showed that his knee was in front of his face. It makes no sense to me. VAR need to sort themselves out, because there has been too many wrong or what look like incorrect decisions in recent games. The refereeing and the video refereeing has been diabolical of late. And there's so many instances, it's not even just one team that's getting it. So many. The Leeds game a couple of nights ago, the West Ham game, the game at the weekend with Chelsea and Arsenal. So many instances, and it is ruining things. It really is. But luckily it didn't matter in the end. The same as the West Ham one didn't end up mattering, luckily. But then we had Gray and Solanke for Spurs' goal, because there's going to be enough of this video that's going to be negative on Spurs. But that was actually really positive. I thought actually Archie Gray in general was fantastic tonight. And he's playing out of position, and he was absolutely brilliant. He did so well for that goal. And you thought that was going to be them kicking on. You thought that was going to be then Spurs actually starting to look good and kick on. But then Danzo gets absolutely bullied by Strand Larsen, absolutely bullied by him. And then what on earth is Van de Ven doing? He had a Romero moment. It's like rubbing off on him. It's rubbed off on him. I think that was his first red card ever in his career. Romero really is rubbing off on him, because it's just so poor. It's getting to the point where, and I say this lightly, I'm almost feeling sorry for Spurs fans. And I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I do actually feel sorry for them, because I would love nothing more than them getting relegated. But I almost feel sorry for the fans, because what on earth are we watching? I mean, the setup. So we saw the lineup. Everyone saw the lineup before the game, and you thought, okay, Tudor's gone to a back four. He's dropped some players that have played bad, and then he's now playing some players in their right positions. And you thought, okay, he's actually made some changes here. But then, so he starts with Porro at right centre back. He starts with Gray at right wing back and Palhinha in centre mid, which just makes no sense. They're three players that you can just move around, put Porro at right wing back, Archie Gray in centre mid, and then put Palhinha at right centre back, where he's been playing for weeks on end. And yeah, he's not great there, but he's also not great in centre mid. And the two centre midfielders, Sarr and Palhinha, both of them typically not good on the ball, don't have loads of quality on the ball. Sarr's an engine, and Sarr does have his good qualities, of course. Palhinha at breaking up play, but neither of them are great on the ball, where you thought that Gray would be in centre mid because he could get on the ball. It just didn't make any sense. And yeah, Gray was really good at wing back for sure. But then after the red card, it got even weirder. So he took off Sousa, the left wing back, who granted wasn't having a great game, but it wasn't like horrifically bad. It wasn't bad to the point where he needed to be hooked, I don't think. Especially not considering he then put Tell at left wing back. Tell, who actually again looked a little bit dangerous in the first half. In the second half, he couldn't do anything because he was playing at left wing back. But what on earth is that about? How is it Tell at left wing back, and then it was Sarr and Gallagher either side of Solanke to end the first half? It just made absolutely no sense. And he still persisted with Gray right wing back and Porro right centre back. It makes no sense. You could even swap those guys around and put Porro at right wing back, who's got creativity or creative qualities, and then put Archie Gray at centre back. He's done that before, and granted, you wouldn't want him at centre back, but you don't want Porro there either. It makes no sense. None of it makes any sense. However, they did come out, and in the start of the second half actually looked pretty good. Solanke was okay, I thought, as well. They didn't come out and look bad at all. They did create a few chances, and then some of the subs that came on actually weren't bad either. Xavi Simons actually looked okay when he came on, but there just wasn't enough of that to begin with. And what would be even more frustrating for Spurs fans is that this was a fixture that they could have won. It was a great time to play Palace. I was thinking before the game, now obviously everyone has watched Spurs be absolutely terrible for a good few weeks now. But even I was saying that at home, I mean, granted, they're not great at home, but at home against a Palace team that is kind of struggling right now. Lacroix is out, who's probably their best centre-back, and they've been struggling just as much as Spurs have almost. They only have 2 wins in their last 10 games, I think it was, before today, or 9 games, I think it was. So this was a great time to play Palace. It was exactly the fixture that Spurs needed, to be honest, to sort themselves out. But they just couldn't get it done. They could not get it done. So now that Romero's coming back from his 4-game suspension, Van de Ven's going to be out for, presumably 3 games. So you've gone 7 games without the 2 of your best centre-backs, or supposedly best centre-backs. Van de Ven actually was quite good before the red card. He was playing quite well, and you could see they missed the pace. When Wharton's putting these balls through, and Wharton, he played incredibly well. When he's putting those balls through, you need Van de Ven to stop these runners, but he wasn't there. And he obviously was at fault essentially for a lot of this loss, because it was bad. It's bad for Spurs. And the problem now is that their next fixture is against Liverpool at Anfield, which is tough, really tough. Obviously, West Ham aren't really what you'd go by, but we obviously went there and conceded 5 goals. Now, that score did flatter Liverpool, but nevertheless, it's a tough place to go, especially when you're not playing your best football. And not only that, that game is sandwiched in between 2 Atletico Champions League games. I cannot see Spurs getting a result at Anfield. And luckily, West Ham play Man City, which will be another tough game for West Ham to get anything out of, although Nottingham Forest have shown us that it's definitely possible to do. Forest play Fulham, which, if it's the Fulham that we came up against the other day, then Forest have got a chance of getting points there for sure. If it is the Fulham that played against Spurs, though, then, yeah, very different story. But yeah, I like I say, I almost feel sorry for Spurs fans at this point, because what can you do? It just keeps getting worse. I think I'd actually want Tudor out already. Some of his decisions, some of his lineups, some of his substitutions, some of his tactical decisions make absolutely no sense. Like, not even a shred of sense. I think if I was a Spurs fan, I probably would want him out right now. But then again, what does that help? Who's going to come in that can actually do something? Like, there isn't anybody about that can come in and sort out the mess that is here right now, because at least in these other clubs like West Ham, like Forest, you've got players that can fight or will fight. You've got someone like a Jared Bowen who will bring fight. I don't really see that in Spurs. I don't really see that from any of the Spurs players. A lot of the Spurs players are just going to be comfortable knowing that the good ones at least will get a big move. They'll be at the World Cup regardless. It's a bad spot, a really bad spot, but it's great for us, so cannot complain at all. But yeah, there'll be some big games coming up over the next few weeks. So make sure you subscribe, because I'll be covering those. But that is all for this one. Put your comments in the comments, because I'll be interested to see those on this game. But that is all. If you like the video, make sure you hit like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.